Good morning. Happy April 14th, everybody. Today is a magic day in Richard D. James lore. You know the day that sounds like the title of a song he did. On today's show, on Stream On, that you're watching right now, a show where we stream the dream so you don't have to, we're going to be opening a bunch of viewer mail, including possibly one of the most topical pieces of viewer mail imaginable. This large container tube came to us from my favorite viewer, Jessica Prince. And to stay on topic with today's theme, it contains a truly, if this were a sword, it would be Excalibur. But today, it is the most topical of gifts I have ever received. Oh, look at that. Even the A was in the right place when it opened. This is the umbrella from Window Licker. If you guys aren't familiar with that find, and there's a beautiful picture of Mr. James and the umbrella. If you guys aren't familiar with that beautiful, masterful piece of work of art, a collaboration between him and the incredible Chris Cunningham, stop watching this and go watch that music video right now. It's one of the finest things that came out of 1997. I believe that was the year it happened. And look at this nice little detail here. Look at that little guy. Even got a little aphex twin man on the handle. Yeah, this is probably the nicest, most thoughtful thing that anyone ever got me in my short life. All right. Speaking of 1997, I received by messenger a Squire, maybe, a rolled and sealed package from Richard Garriott from Austin, Texas. Matt, Jessica got that for me. She probably got it from Warp. I think Richard D. James had this quick shop set up for a hot minute that you had to wait in these virtual lines for hours to get stuff, and because she's a wonderful, beautiful human, she did it. But the second piece of mail, again, came way by a Squire who held it up to me like this on my porch, who apparently rode all the way from Austin, Texas to deliver this from Richard Garriott, if you guys are familiar with him. It had a letter and a CD in it. It said, "Dearest Sir William, I pray this enchanted disc containing 1997's Ultima Online finds thee well. There are no doubts thou must have Windows 95 at this late juncture, so there will be no issues, other than perhaps server issues." And the font at this point changes from Old English just to Dr. hand script. And look, I'm not trying to be one of those, "Where's the server?" assholes. I just legit don't know if there are any more Ultima Online servers out there. So, fare thee well. Love, Lord British. And inside was a copy of Ultima Online, including a registration key from 1997. Thank you, Richard. This does have a really cool piece of little art on the back. It's like a giant and a dragon fighting a bunch of stuff. Yeah, thanks, Richard. I really enjoyed that one time I was at your castle. It was nice. No spoilers, Matt. Everyone should know who Lord British is. Mishap Games sent this over to help pass the time. It is a miniature for me to paint of the Nameless One from, speaking of computer games that take place in a fantasy setting, it's a Nameless One from, why can't I think today? Planescape Torment, one of my all-time favorite PC games. Yeah, so thanks Mishap Games Mishap has a really cool curbside thing right now, so if you guys need anything D&D related or pass the time related, you know where to find them. And they're where Fiji Island used to be, so you can have a little bit of nostalgia of that too. Matt, I did not know Richard Garriott went to space, although it doesn't surprise me. Do you remember that game he did? He tried to do like that big, huge MMO that was like a space fighting game, right? Like in it's like 2008. That didn't do as well as other Ultima games. The next piece of mail, speaking of charming gentlemen, came from Errol Morris. It's his newest book, Ashtray, or The Man Who Denied Reality, in which one of my favorite humans, Errol Morris, investigates what realism is. So I'm looking forward to this read. Apparently it's from some talks that he remembers one way and another friend remembers another way. And that seems very interesting and very on par with his current books. I like keeping books real crisp, though. I'm having a hard time showing you exactly kind of how beautiful and richly detailed and illustrated this wonderful book is. It's got that beautiful new book smell too. So that's going to be part of my COVID-19 reading. Thanks to Errol Morris for sending me this. Part of my COVID-19 reading for my COVID-19 bunker. Matt worked with a guy who was so heavily into Ultima Online that he was like he was in Lord British's court. That's cool. I went to his house one time for for a thing for Amoda, and I didn't feel like I was in his court so much as he just let us have a very contained party in his house. But I did say hi to him. He was a very nice guy. The next piece of mail comes from the Topps Trading Card Company out of Davie, Florida. A part of Florida I have never heard of. Davie, D-A-V-I-E. Let's see. Topps writes, Dear Will, your forever love of Ted Williams is as endearing as it is concerning. Please enjoy these card bundles. After all, you paid for them. Love, Topps. Well, thank you, Topps. So Topps is doing this thing called the 2020 Project, where they get artists to recreate famous baseball cards, or Project 2020, there you go. Some of them are amazing. Some of them, they shouldn't have bothered. But I ordered the two that I was very interested in. Because these were lots of times some of them just take the baseball card and they just they hand draw what's already there on the print part of it and just leave the picture and whatever else, and that doesn't really make me feel like it's art. Although, look, these though, on the other hand, this Roberto Clemente one, if we can let me get a good light on that guy. This one was a super nice one. It was a reimagining of the whole card in general. I love how that looks. I love everything about the look of that card. And luckily, with the Roberto Clemente one, I also bought one of my favorite players of all time, and again, I think one of the better art project sides of these cards, the one of Ted Williams. I'm trying to do this so we don't get a glare on it. There we go. Ted Williams, for those of you who know or don't know, possibly the greatest batter to have ever graced a baseball field. the man really should still have every record on earth. You could argue steroids might have played into other people beating his batting records, but with that said, he did take off the middle and prime of his career to fight, wars for people, because he was that kind of like gentleman during that era. So thanks, Topps. Thanks for those. And then, speaking of Ghost of Austin, this came out of Georgia. I don't know how. I legitimately don't know how and where this came, how it happened there. But I was looking for what was it? Unilever. It was dude's band from fourth season of The Real World, Neil Forrester. His band, his terrible noise band, Unilever. And there was a website I found, or a Discord, no, Dislogs, that had, man, today so many cobwebs. I slept like, here's the thing, Matt, I love you. Thanks for being one of the 2 viewers. Dave Justice, who I love, and yes, Ted Williams is my all-time favorite baseball player. Because I like to hit the ball. It was the most fun part about baseball. But I even lost what I was saying there. Oh yeah, Unilever, whatever else. I slept like 12 hours last night, Matt. I haven't slept 12 hours since I was like 14. So my brain is just like, it's like this today. It's like, thoughts go like this. They're like, very slow, and then they just kind of pile over. It's like it's like my synapse is having a like a bandwidth lag issue. So like it's very slow, and it goes. Anyways, Neil Forrester was in a band called Unilever. He was in the 4th season of The Real World, which was in London. He played in a terrible noise band called Unilever, and I always wanted to hear what their album sounded like. So I found it on this weird person's thing on Disclogs, who also then had them for sale on eBay, in their eBay store of like all the offerings that they had were these. These are some deep cuts from Austin from 2008. It was the not weird. It was the very fun, I guess, indie pop band I was in at the time called Canopy, with Charles Vestal and Praveen and Chris and Wes and everyone else who I loved, Katie and Caitlin. They had these for sale. It was I don't know how these ended up in Georgia. They're still sealed. This was the EP that we cut with Martin. I don't know what year. 2008 maybe 2007. Yeah, so that was weird. He had them for sale for like $2. So I was like, I'll buy your 2 copies of the album I helped record. I was playing bass at the time. It was a lot of fun. Good times. I miss you, buddies. Thanks, Matt. I have an extra copy of it if you'd like one. But I think that's all I got for the show today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Stream On is the daytime version. Maybe we'll bring back Late Night Limbo also and do a nighttime version. I have some ideas. My COVID bunker is slowly turning into a studio, if you haven't noticed. Here's my map of the Middle East. Don't worry about what that's for. And maybe we'll do some more What's in the Box. But also I have a little special thing planned for the Late Night Limbo at some point, involving some dead media and outdated technology. So anyways, okay guys, bye.